All right, guys, we got Coach. Appreciate your time today, and we'll Coach start off with a statement, and then we'll go from there.
How's everybody doing on a great homecoming Wednesday, right? My wife actually showed me something the other day that they do some kind of cardboard, like in one of the ponds, like, and I'm like, wait a minute, cardboard? I don't know about that, but no, I think it's great and excited for homecoming. Hopefully, we have a great crowd. Should be a fantastic game. Uh, and obviously this is a really, really good football team. All you got to do is turn on the film and watch them play Notre Dame, and team that they had beat. And we got our work cut out for them. Just trying to figure out how to block them. They're really good on defense. Obviously, the points allowed show that. So for us, trying to create some points is going to be huge. And again, a two-quarterback thing. The Bradley kid, well aware of. I thought he was a great player coming out of high school. He was in our camps. He can really throw the ball. And then, of course, the Finn kid that was actually committed here before. I guess I must have made him mad or something. But as soon as he jumped ship and went to Toledo, which he's having a great career and happy for his success. He's a guy that can not only throw it, but obviously gives you a ton of problems running the ball as well, just, with him making plays with his feet. So another one of those situations for our defense. But, we're excited to be back at home. Been a couple tough, long road trips. We've done a few things, try to catch up a little bit, get some rest. Changed a few things around this week. Just trying to do that, and that's a normal plan when you're at week 6 or mid schedule like we are going into week 7. So, on the injury front, Ja'Cory will still be out with that hand. Don't know a time frame. He's working on it. He will be out this week. Troy Brown will be out this week. Hope to get him back maybe the following week, but time will tell on that. And like I said, in both cases, guys have tried. I'm not one to ever put a guy out there that's not able to feel comfortable and go 100%. So. That's just the way it is. Somebody has to step up and play, and that's the game of football. Hunter Buchkowski, it wasn't as bad as anticipated. I'd put him as questionable right now. And we'll see how things go today and tomorrow as we move forward. But may be available. Just depending on how that goes. And Bracey's doing good. He's still not back, obviously, but ahead of schedule. So maybe in a couple weeks there, which will be a big boost for us. But other than that, that's where we're at on the injury front. It's excited to have a great crowd and a lot of people coming back, and for a lot of good reasons. It's going to be. We've got a lot of great things going on here and on campus, and obviously should be a great football game.
All right, questions. We'll start with Jason.
Hey, Coach Mack. Obviously, this game last year was one that you guys lost by one, a heartbreaker. How much are the guys chomping at the bit to get that redemption and get that revenge, and especially to have this game for homecoming?
No, that was a tough one, that last game of the year. And it was funny. I actually talked to the guys. A year ago, we just finished our last game, right? We only played 6. So, again, each team, each year, there's some carryover with guys. But, in our case, some of the times I talk about, what happened in the past or history. And we got so many guys in the room look at me like, well, Coach, I was in high school. I don't even know what the heck you're talking about. And but I think over the years, I think this is a good rivalry. just by proximity. And obviously a lot of the guys know each other because we both recruit, out of the same kind of areas. So I think there's a lot of carryover there. And like I said, really, really good football team. And we got to play right to be able to be in it.
All right, Mitch.
Happy Wednesday. Thanks for the time. Obviously no trade this week, but what's your confidence level in the linebacking core right now? And your young freshman named McElwain, what's your confidence level in him?
Sure. Well, I mean, first off, I thought, Whiteside played great last week, and played a lot of reps. We got Sanchez in a little bit, and we think he's going to be a great player in this program. And, so he's got to be able to help there as well. Kyle, playing behind George, he's been playing quite a bit, and his rep count, because he plays darn near on every special teams as well. He's a guy that I'd known for a long time. I recruited his older brother all the way back at Colorado State, and he was just a little shaver running around when he'd come up for stuff. And he is a heck of a football player. I mean, he does things instinctively that help you, and he's going to be a mainstay for this program for a long time to come.
All right, Andy.
Mac, can you talk a little bit about D. Rich and the way he played on Saturday and his maturation and how far he's come along? You knew what you had with him, and you kind of had a 1-1A at quarterback, and then he goes in there and did a real good job, obviously, in relief against FIU, and then it just seems to me that he becomes more poised. I don't know if he's any better now than he was, but he just seems to have he's starting to develop some confidence or a poise. I don't know if that's been there the whole time, but as a coach, quarterbacks. I mean, you've been at this a while. I mean, do you see that in him? And I just thought the ball that he threw to KP, the game-winning touchdown on Saturday, was, it was just a work of art. I don't know if you saw it the same as a coach, but that's what it looked like to me. But just your thoughts on him, Mac, and where he's at and the confidence level.
Well, I'll start with how I looked at that as a coach. He did his job. He was supposed to throw it there based on what they gave us. And but with that being said, I agree with you. I see more comfort back there and not quite as jittery. I think he's making better decisions and quicker decisions. As far as getting the ball where it needs to go, obviously would love to have back that interception after we got the fumble, last week, because they had depth in the defense. If he checks it down, Dallas is still going. So, but with that being said, those are all learning experiences. And for him, he does look more comfortable. And, like I said, we'll continue, moving forward with those two guys. And like I said, from the start, I like both of them. And D. Rich has done a good job really kind of taking control. And I think your observation is correct. He looks more comfortable, more confident. And, we've got to create, more plays, especially in third down, to stay on the field. And that's something that he's got to get better at as well.
All right, Christian.
Yeah, hey, Coach, thanks for taking the time. This weekend is also Hall of Fame weekend, and you've got a couple of Chippewa all-timers coming to town. I was just curious if you have any plans to maybe have Lefevre or Joe Staley speak to the team or be around the team at all this week.
No, I'm glad you brought that up. Having two guys like that means so much to this program and are truly Chippewas. I think that's pretty cool. And we're carving time out based on their busy schedule. As honorees, they've got a bunch of stuff they're required to do, but we're definitely going to get them to visit with the guys and be a part of it. And I know we're really looking forward to having those guys back. And more than anything, even for a lot of our young guys, just kind of what it means to be a Chippewa. And, I'm looking forward to that and getting a chance to see him myself.
All right, guys. What else we got for Mac? Christian.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so this is kind of a housekeeping thing because, with everything that's gone on with the extra year with COVID and all that, it's just something that I needed a little clarification on. So with those gray shirt guys from 2020, are you planning to redshirt?
I screwed up because they got a gray shirt when they gave them the extra year. So, hindsight, I should have kept them all here, and we'd have been better off right now. But we did save a bunch of money, so that's a good thing. No, those guys would be like that class. With that class and then that incoming freshman class, whatever, there's 50 of them or whatever. Those guys are all true freshmen, all right? So there is no COVID year for those guys. The only guys that got COVID years would have been then, the guys that were on the roster a year ago. And that's how that worked.
So just for an example, Tyler wasn't here last year. So he's technically a true freshman now? Tyler Pape?
Yeah, no, he's a true freshman. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So,
I appreciate it.
So all those guys, just the two running backs, Miles and Bailey and Luke's are true freshmen, just like Stephanie's a true freshman. So you got to think of those 50 whatever guys as like somebody gave us a bunch of scholarships one year, and instead of signing 25, we signed 50. But that's kind of how those guys work. But now those other guys obviously is where that year comes in.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
And Christian, those guys are eligible for the 4 red shirt.
Okay, that's what I thought. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got for Mac? Jason, then Andy.
Being that you guys are back home, obviously after opening on the road for 2, just how important is it? You stress it always about protecting home field, and for you, when the fans are there, you haven't lost at home.
Yeah, we've got to get that back, and like I said, our understanding about making this place a tough place to play, and people don't want to come. That only helps. Our students have been great so far this year, and they were great that first year we were here, and. There's something special as Adam Jacks always says, I guess, and I don't know where this came from, but the sun always shines in Kelly shorts, and we need it to really shine bright on the Chippewas against this team that's coming in here this week.
All right, Andy.
Mac, I asked you a question about D. Rich. That game last week too. With Nichols had the big day, and I asked you after the game, and you mentioned your offensive line. What do you think of a game like that, and what you were able to do when you had to do it, run the ball and grind the clock? What that does for the confidence of your offensive line, because it's one thing, to kind of get things. It's always hard to play offensive line. I get that, but when they know it's coming, and yet they still were able to do it. What does that do for the confidence of the line, as you move forward, to be able to do what you have to do in that sense?
I thought it was a good thing that the O-line themselves were asking for the run, and I think that shows that they're developing a little more confidence in what they're able to do and how to do it. Each week, obviously, it gives you a new setup. Problems, and in this case, this defense we're playing is a lot different than the one we just played, and we're going to have to do a good job keeping them off balance, so we are able to maybe get some of those runs as well.
All right, anything else for Matt, guys? We good?
All right, you guys have a great one. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, Coach. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Rob.